Hello. Sorry, I'm not doing this naked this week, but between time and the fact that my internet's out at home, if I don't do it now, here it won't get out till probably late tomorrow, and you will have already done next week's video if you haven't already. Anyway, so tattoos. I did watch your Periscope where you got your tattoo. Because it's Friday night and I have nothing better to do than watch someone I don't know get a tattoo. Um, I what you had talked about the tattoo washing off. They said they don't wash off, and I have to say, in my experience, they do. Although it's possible tattoo shops use different type of ink than the ones from a Cracker Jack box. Uh, Seriously, to be honest, I've never been a particularly big fan of tattoos. I like to think I like the human body kind of the way it is, but maybe I'm just old fashioned. I don't know. I mean, there are sometimes I will see a tattoo that I think is a little cute or cool, but in general, they just don't do anything for me, even if the artwork is really nice. So I probably would never get a tattoo. Um, I have thought in the past about what would make me get a tattoo. Would it be something I thought was really cool? Uh, as you had said, for you, it was like Jessica Rabbit. If I always thought something like the Death Star scene from Return of the Jedi with the half-built Death Star. But again, it's not something I want on my body. It'd have to be something, really personal. I know someone who had his brother died, and he had his name and his like birth date or date of birth are both tattooed on them. Uh, you know, I love my sister, but if she died, I don't think I would get a tattoo to remember her. I could see something to the effect of if I had it, like in you're in the military and you're with a bunch of people, and it's part of something like your whole platoon gets something, but I'm not in the military. Uh, Only other thing I could actually think of where I would possibly consider it, and I thought about this in the past, is similar to what you did. Uh, I had someone else who talked about getting a uh, tattoo ring, but as opposed to being under his ring, he got it instead of a ring. His reason was basically that he tends to lose stuff a lot, and he didn't want to lose it, so it was easier to get a tattoo. Me personally, I've never cared for wearing jewelry. I don't know. Rings have never felt comfortable on me. I'd rather not wear a ring unless it can give me invisibility or harness my willpower to create anything my imagination can desire. I don't know. But I think I would still lean towards a ring. I guess after a while, I'd probably get used to it. The only other possibilities I could think of for getting a tattoo would be is if I had a brother who was wrongly convicted of killing the vice president and on death row, and I needed to uh, tattoo blueprints on my body, blueprints of the prison on my body to get him out, or if I lost my short-term memory after my wife was killed and I tattooed stuff on me so I could remember stuff to help me find the killer. But I don't think either of those will happen, and although they are both about as likely as me getting married anyway. So, uh, that being said, while it's not for me, I know people who love tattoos. If a non-tattoo person were to give some advice, I guess I would say first thing is check out the place where you're getting tattoos. You don't want a dirty place where they're sticking a needle in you. You know, do some research on the place. Uh, you know, make it, because it is basically permanent. Make sure it's something you want. I knew a girl who managed to get one before she was 18, and she told me her reasoning for doing it was she was upset at her parents, and it was something that would piss them off. Although she didn't tell her parents or show them till years later, and it was something that she has regretted. So I know people who've got them and loved them. I know people who've got them and regretted them. So it's something you want to be pretty certain about. Uh, and you have to consider what your field of work is. Doesn't mean you can't get a tattoo, but maybe where you have the tattoo, anything where you're dealing with the public, you probably don't want tattoos that are overly visible. You want something you can cover up. Uh, and that being said, like I said, well, I don't care for tattoos. I know people who love them, and it should be your own personal preference. Yes, people are going to judge you, but people are going to judge you anyway. There's always going to be people out there going to judge you for something. Uh, if you want something because it's sentimental, or you just think it looks cool, or whatever reason, you know what? Go out and get it. It's your body. Like I said, I don't have tattoos for me. I think you guys did an episode on a table talk on SourceFed where you talked about tattoos, and I believe it was Steve who said something to the effect of, sorry if I'm wrong about this, but he doesn't have tattoos, but like his shirts are his tattoos, and he can change it every day, and that's, I guess, kind of the way I feel. But I'll tell you, you go back, you know, 3, 4 years ago, you would have seen me in a shirt like this most days. I'm just wearing this because it's work. Short hair, clean shaven. Not that I won't be again, but I always felt uncomfortable going out in the shirts I wear now. Because hey, look at that, guy in his 40s wearing a superhero shirt. I felt, you feel a little silly, but you get to the point where you can't worry about what everyone thinks about you. For everyone who thinks it's silly, there's someone who thinks it's cool, and I think that goes for most things. As for other body modifications, piercings, and certain stuff, I'm not going to go through all of them. There are some I like, some I don't like, but again, the difference is I just don't think you should judge or worry about being judged for doing it. I mean, like I said in the past, I've had people tell me because of my look with my hair and goatee, everything, like I look like I think a rocker, a hippie, a biker, which I really couldn't be much further from any of them. Uh, but I think it's kind of why I like the look. It's not doesn't quite fit my personality, and I think personally I like that. So, uh, just a few of my thoughts on tattoos. Thanks for listening, and congratulations. Good luck with your tattoo. All right, bye.